My name's Daver, and in this video, I'm gonna share everything that I wear in the shop. Stick around, this is Daver Made. Before I start going over everything that I wear in the shop, I wanted to say that this is just what I wear, and you can wear whatever you want because, you guessed it, freedom. However, some of these items are for safety purposes, and I cannot say how important and serious shop safety is. But once again, wear or don't wear whatever you want because you have the right to be a reckless idiot. Furthermore, I'm going to show some variation of products and brands in this video. That said, I'm not sponsored by any of the brands in this video, but if asked, I would happily sell out for any of them. I will have links to most of these items in the description below. Before we get into the video, please make sure to like and subscribe in order for YouTube to not bury this video down in the depths of the other million videos that are barely watched on YouTube. It would mean a lot to me and I'd really appreciate it. Starting from the top down, let's go over what I wear most times in my shop. Now, headwear is mostly optional, but I like to wear a good ball cap or a beanie in the shop, and also in everyday life. As a male in my late 30s, my thick, beautiful hair isn't as thick or beautiful as it once was, and I don't like it. It's also a good way to keep sawdust, paint, finish, and other crap out of my hair because I have to protect what little is left. So these are some ball caps that I often wear in my videos. I'm not sponsored by any of these brands, but these are hats that I think are comfortable and that are really good and durable. This is a Banner and Oak hat, which I wear everyday life, but I also wear in the shop. This is a walrus oil hat. I have a couple of them. It's your standard trucker hat. It has good ventilation. And then I have this Danner hat, which is, I believe it's wool. Yeah, it's 50% wool, but it's nice and warm, especially in the cooler months, and I really like it. It just looks dope. I also wear this all the time in my everyday life as well. I guess it really doesn't matter what kind of hat you wear, but for me, these are just personal preferences, and they're very comfortable. So that's hats for you. Eye protection is a necessity in the shop unless you don't like your eyeballs being protected from dust or shards of metal or wood or glass or whatever you're working on in your shop. I have had several pairs over the years. I started with these kind of old style grandpa looking shop glasses. And then I was inspired by John Malecki to get these aviator style shop glasses, but to be honest, they weren't very comfortable. So I eventually switched to these Major League, give them the heater glasses.
Give them a heater.
And they're extremely comfortable. They're fairly inexpensive. And I really do like these shop safety glasses. The one thing that I have had issues with, especially in the summer when it gets really warm outside and in the shop, is fogging up. Wearing a mask and eye protection, you will have that issue sometimes. Now these, I believe, said they were anti-fog. I don't buy it. Another thing that I recently picked up for non-shop related things are these pair of ballistics glasses that go over your actual prescription eyeglasses. So I'll probably start wearing these in the shop. I don't really wear my eyeglasses too much in the shop, but as my eyes get worse, just like as my hair does, I will probably use these type of glasses in the shop. So that's eye protection. My recommendation is always get something that's comfortable, that fits. There's nothing that says you can't look stylish while you're in your shop. So if you want to go for a style, definitely recommend these. These are pretty cool. If you can manage the uncomfortableness of these, go for it. You'll look like a 70s police officer. Mother of God. Anyways, that is the safety glasses that I wear in my shop. Now in the shop, I currently switch between these two pairs of earmuffs. One is the IsoTunes Link, so I can listen to music while I work in the shop. Now I will say that when I'm using my table saw or anything that is a pretty dangerous tool. You could say anything is, but you know what I mean. Like table saw or a router table or anything I need to hear if there's gonna be an oh shit moment with the blade or the, you know, the workpiece. I don't play the music. And generally I will switch to these, which don't play music. These are just your standard pair of earmuffs, safety earmuffs, and these work pretty well. I got these at Harbor Freight. They were very affordable, but they also do a great job at protecting my ears. But again, most of the time I'm using my IsoTunes Link headphones. Also, one thing about these is that the battery lasts forever, and they're actually dead now, ironically, but it's been a long time since I charged them, and I use them all the time, especially while I'm in the shop doing anything where it doesn't require me using any kind of saw or router or anything like that. Sanding all day long, have music on or podcasts or an audiobook. I really enjoy these headphones. They take a beating, they're rugged, and they're very comfortable. I have a few masks right here that I use depending on what I'm working on. So for sanding or working on any kind of very dusty stuff that is not chemical or vapor based, I'm using this dust mask. This is a Basecamp dust mask that I got on Amazon. It has these filter inserts that you can replace. This is made out of some type of mesh, so it's very comfortable. And this uses carbon filters inside. So I use this for sanding, especially like Purple Heart or cedar, anything that kind of causes irritation. Actually, I don't have an issue with Purple Heart dust, but some people do. For anything that is using any kind of vapor, I'm gonna use this 3M mask. These are filters for organic vapors, and you just wanna make sure that you're using the appropriate filter for whatever you're working on. And then I have another 3M mask. This is going to be for other types of vapors that are potentially a little stronger. So just take a look at what the rating, there's a bunch of information on the packaging, and you just wanna make sure that they're using the appropriate mask for whatever you're doing, because you want to save your lungs and you want to live as long as possible, right? We all do. That's pretty much it for dust and chemical masks. I'm not an expert, but always refer to the manufacturer's instructions and directions on how to use them properly. So I started off with just an apron that I got on Amazon. It was fairly inexpensive. It's a wax canvas apron, which is heavy duty. And then I upgraded to my Cat's Moses apron, so I can put all my marking gauges and my combination square and things like that in there. And it's also a mode of protection. So if you've been following my channel for a while, you'll know that I had a kickback accident and I was just wearing a t-shirt and it hit me square in the gut. And if I had my shop apron on, I probably would have fared a little bit better. So since then, especially when I use the table saw, I have my shop apron on, and I'm using the Cat's Moses shop apron. The Cat's Moses apron has really good strap management, if you will, but with somebody with a bad shoulder, it's hard to kind of clasp it together around your back. So that is my only feedback. Other than that, I think it's a great shop apron, and it also gives you a little bit of extra protection. God forbid you experience any kickback, and hopefully I'll never have that happen again. Lesson learned, only one time needed, hopefully. Anyways, moving on. In the shop, I use these pair of firm grip gloves to handle rough lumber, to handle plywood, to move things around my shop in order to protect my hands. Unlike every other woodworking YouTuber, I am not sponsored by Firm Grip, but I do like these specific Trademaster gloves. They've done well. I've had a lot of other work gloves just disintegrate over, just a few months. These have held up, and I like using them. I use these 5mm nitrile gloves from Harbor Freight. It's always good to have these types of gloves around the shop when I'm working with any kind of finish or anything like that. I think they're pretty good. It says they're superior chemical resistant, exceptional tension and strength. On the back, there's like a size chart. So if you're not sure what size you need, you can just put your hand right there and actually levels up. These are maybe slightly smaller than what I need, but they were out of larges, so I went with mediums. Moving to the next item, I have a silicone ring that I wear in the shop. This goes back to safety. So obviously you don't want to like scratch your ring up or anything like that, but God forbid you get this caught on anything, the silicone is just gonna tear and it's gonna take the ring off and not your finger with it. So that is something that can happen. I'm not even gonna go into the details. Don't Google it. It's gruesome and I don't want that to happen to me. A silicone ring is something that I've started wearing, not just in the shop, but all around. It gives me peace of mind. I've ripped a couple of them catching my hand on things. I don't want to think of the alternative if I was wearing my actual wedding band. These are very cheap. Got them on Amazon. You can get like a set of 10 of them. If you break one or you lose one, well, you got a bunch. So you can switch them out. There's different colors. When one falls apart, I just put another one on. But again, it protects your wedding band and it protects your finger and the skin that's attached to it. Normally in the shop, depending on the season, depending on the temperature, I'm wearing Carhartt's pants or even cargo shorts in the summer. Just something that is durable, something that is not too loose fitting, that's not gonna get caught on anything in the shop. Working on the shop floor, using paint or any kind of finish, you just want something that's gonna be able to take a beating. Another reason why I like Carhartt products is that they offer a discount to veterans such as myself and also active military, first responders, and I believe some other groups. Google it, take a look. It's really beneficial. It makes Carhartt a little bit more affordable than some other brands out there, and I really do enjoy their clothing. Good stuff. So the last thing I want to talk about is footwear. Now, footwear is very important, especially if you're standing in your shop for hours at a time, and your shop has a concrete floor and doesn't have a lot of cushioning for your feet. It's very important that you have comfortable boots or shoes on, and also shoes or boots that are going to protect your feet. My go-to boot are these Danner boots. They are assembled in the US. They are made from products sourced overseas, I believe, but Danner is a US-based company out of Portland, Oregon, and they assemble the boots there, and they're amazing boots for the shop. I love these Danner boots. These are the Bull Run boots. They're leather and they can take a beating. Now, I don't always wear those Danner boots, and especially if I'm working on things where I don't need that protection for my feet, I like to wear these Lems. These are the Boulder boot. Lems is a company that is based in the US, and these are extremely comfortable. It's like I'm wearing slippers in the shop. Now, they're not as, I would say, durable as the Danner boot, but they're great, comfortable boot to wear in the shop when I'm working on just sanding or standing around in general, doing things that are not as, things that don't require a little bit extra thicker type of shoe. Also in the fall and the spring, these are lighter weight, so they're a lot cooler. And when it comes to the summertime, I do wear some tennis shoes every now and then. I should probably always wear my boots, but if it's really hot, I'll wear tennis shoes or even a leather boat shoe, which I don't recommend doing. I've seen people wear flip-flops in the shop. Again, you do you, that's cool, but my preference, I like to protect my feet. I do some biking and running, and I wanna make sure that I can continue to do that outside of the shop. This boot's just gonna live right here. I hope this video gives you some ideas of things that you could wear in your shop, or even gift ideas for the woodworker in your life. Again, these are things that I just wear in my shop. I'm not saying that you need to wear these things. You can wear whatever you want. I appreciate you watching, and until next time, take care.